Hello, everybody. So, Trump is traveling around the world, and particularly now he's on tour for the primaries, for the elections, I guess. And he repeats the same phrases all over again. He reads that verse from a poem about a woman who was bitten by a snake, and the snake is kind of human. He talks to a woman, she takes him in and he bites her. And he uses the word reptile, and that's very, very particular. And then he talks about all those border problem and migrant crisis. So how come US has so many military bases and bioweapon labs and agents around the world, still they cannot control their own border? So he talks about all these people that are released from prisons in all those very unstable countries like Guatemala, Mexico, and so on. And they are let in with children into the United States. And he repeats the same: snakes, jails, killers, murderers. So CIA controls all those countries, so this operation for releasing them from prisons and getting them to the US border is just what they did. It's CIA military operation of United States by design since the beginning, and of course CIA and the US military is controlled by Nano Britain and Swaziland, Switzerland. So what happens is basically they want to release those criminals and let them into the United States. And you heard it first here. So it's not that hard to protect the border. They on purpose do all this. And it's like they torture American citizens, and because they enjoy it. And I don't even think that this wall was built for protecting against immigrants, illegal crossings. I think that the surveillance, the drones, etc., are in such high development that they don't have to do that. This wall, I think he first decided to build it. It was designed to be concrete wall, and I think it was designed to be protecting from potential catastrophic events, nature events, like volcano eruptions, earthquakes, lava, stopping lava, and all of the things going into the ocean, or stopping huge waves from entering certain areas if the waves are gonna hit the shoreline deep into the country that has never seen sea waves before. So they lie about that. Another point that they lie about that is that drilling. So these projects about drilling oil are not about really drilling oil. They make oil from different stuff that they claim they make it. And I believe they drill because they want to release some pressure that's brewing under the ground. That's why these pipelines were first designed to be built. Then that project got a halt. Then they would try to drill again, then they would stop it. But this all drilling is taking place only because they want to relieve some pressure that is building up, particularly with the Yellowstone volcano and whatnot. But let's go back to the subject of why they sent those people into the United States. So this is done on purpose because they have United States Army has under recruitment problem. So there is nothing they can do to recruit people to convince them to join the army. So what will happen is, and you heard it first here, like the rest of it, so appreciate me please. And this is again the operation done by CIA, and this is because they want these people to commit crimes on the territory of the United States. So eventually when those people enter United States, eventually they will be committing hard crimes like rape, murder, and they will be locked up. So they would need them locked up. And once they are locked up with a big prison term, some with a execution sentence, they will be approached by the CIA and the military personnel, and they will be offered to serve in the army, in the US Army, maybe as a private company, private military company, as it happened in Russia with this Wagner group, who then turned on Russian government and tried to make a coup in Russia to install either a Belarus president instead of current Putin president, or what I think is Biden's daughter. Anyways, this thing is what they need, because they need particularly type of cruel people who already done the murders, who would be eager to sever heads, and so on and so forth. So this operation, as it is explained to their military strategic command, or to whoever is behind this operation, who controls all of this, this operation is necessary for somebody to do the job, the dirty job of killing, going inside the land wherever they plan to, like with China and Iran. They plan to have a war with China to control the markets in Southeast Asia, what I heard from a Russian economist. So basically they want to return industries like factories to the United States, and then they want to sell their products to the countries that are growing. This is Southeast Asia. like Philippines, Thailand, and whatnot. But these people are already buying stuff from China, or at least that's what I heard. And in order to force them, they will have this war, and also not to pay debt to China, because China buys United States national debt via treasury bonds. So if they go to war with China, they don't have to pay their debt. Of course, they are adversaries at war. Nobody will have to pay anything. So anyways, the real reason behind all of this is what is happening is not known to the commanders in chief, to the generals in the United States, to the deep state, CIA, or whatever they want, or the heads of corporations. The real reason behind all of this is the coming of Antichrist into power. So this is necessary so that these people who are released from jails and who will have this experience in wars now, first in jail, then in war, they will when Antichrist comes to power, he will need his own army, because they will need to employ this mark of the beast. They will stamp people with the microscheme, some kind of QR code on your hand or on your forehead under your skin. Now this is very important, because this will be like a mind control. People will be convinced that this type of thing will only be for their own good, that this will be like so that they will be able to control everybody's thoughts. If they decide to do the crime, somebody will get signal, and this will be necessary for preventing a crime or something like that. So people will be told that this is safe, and these micro schemes that are inserted in them, these flashes, that they will be like so that all the information about them will be on the screen, and so on and so forth. And that these things, they will convince people these things come from seaweed or medusas or stuff like that, plankton that lights up in the sea. That's why they will be shining. Like, check this out. So this is what it will look like. They have already done something like that with pigs, and they are getting closed now. So they will say it's like a contrast, like when you do MRI and it's made with seaweed that just absorbs sun energy, and then it shines its light. So it will be integrated in your protein just when the person is willingly taking it. First, it will be a willing decision by a person, but then Antichrist will need an army to install all this, because unlike what they will claim, and even the scientists who would work on them will not know, These things will really come from snakes, and essentially, like I said, uranium, for example, is made from modified snake poison, and essentially these things will be radioactive isotopes. So this will make Antichrist, who is essentially a devil, a snake, who is a reptile, it will make him easily control a person's brain. And then when coming to contact with light, this thing will make a person rot from the inside, because all those things are radioactive and they cause cancer. So a person will rot alive, and they won't be able to return, and nobody will be forgiven who will take all these marks of the beasts. Well, I don't know when exactly it will be, but the thing is now in preparation. So basically, all these immigrants who are illegally crossing the US border are actually needed for stamping on people this mark of the beast for Antichrist. Antichrist will need an army, and this army will be those prisoners. So first it will be voluntary, and then you see they will say that this is made from these sea creatures, but really it will come from snakes. This, what they will mark with, will come from snake poison, snake sperm, and stuff like that. So this thing is not a joke. It's not a joke at all. That's how they fool people. And those so-called scientists and those IT specialists from Silicon Valleys will be their unwitting helpers. So don't forget where it all comes from. You see how the wall in the Vatican is made as a snake's head? See that shit? Who knows what things are done on that altar? See this wall in Senate, US Senate? It also has like reptile eyes on the wall. Do you see that? The reptile eyes ornament on the wall? See that shit? They are telling you who they are. They are telling you. So people, do not take all these marks of the beast. God will not forgive you. There is no turning back. No turning back. Nothing you can do after that. People will be tracked, and their mind will be controlled, and they will be switched on and off by the heart attack at the will. And also people will be so scared because there will be flying drones around, and they will be just either controlling their thoughts when somebody will come out of hand. Like, for example, they will want to use a woman for prostitution, or they want to make a man kill somebody. And this will all happen. And people who are monks who used to live in these ascetic monasteries, they used to say that people will try to dig themselves into the ground, deep into the ground, so that those drones or those scanners that will be flying around will not find them. But it won't be possible to hide from them once you get this microchip. It's better to die than to take it, because all you have is your soul. And once you get this mark of the beast on your right hand or on your forehead, you will become like one species with this snake reptile creature, and you cannot reverse that anyhow.